So to get this started, we're going to start on the top first. We're going to grab our category 4 cotton yarn, make a slip knot, grab our 4mm hook, and make a chain that comes out to 2 inches. Once we have our 2 inches, we're going to block off that last chain up 1 extra, and then we're going to insert our hook into the second loop from the hook, or the one that we blocked off, with a single crochet. And we're going to be single crocheting once into every loop that we have, going back down our chain. Once we've single crocheted once into every loop, we're going to do an increase into this last loop. So we already have 1 single crochet in there, so we're going to do 2 more, so we have a total of 3. And from here, we're going to go back down the opposite side of the chain with just single crochet. Once you single crocheted all the way down, we're going to be chaining 1, flipping our work, and we're going to do more sets of single crochet going all the way down into every loop that we have until we reach that increase of 3 that we made, and then I'll show you what to do once we get there. So we have our increase of 3 right here. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3 loops. We're going to insert our hook into the first loop with 1, into the middle loop, so the second one, with an increase of 3. And this is going to help grow our cup and make the peak higher. And then from here, we're going to single crochet once into every loop that we have, going back down. And then once we get to the end, go ahead and chain up 1, flip your work, single crochet back down until you get to the peak, do an increase of 3 into the second one, and then keep going back and forth until you get the size that you need. And just as a reference, I go until the base of my cup is roughly 6 inches. So we have the size cup that we want, and now we're just going to do a single border along the bottom, just doing half double crochets. So from here, go ahead and chain up 2, prepare for a half double crochet, insert your hook into the first kind of loop that we have with half double crochets. And I said kind of because we don't have any designated loops to actually go into, so we're just going to have to eyeball it. But for every loop that we have, go ahead and put in a half double crochet. And once we're done doing our bottom border of half double crochets, I went ahead and cut and tied because we are donezo with this guy. So from here, all we need to do left is make a strap that's long enough to wrap around your neck, and my straps are roughly 18 inches. So we're going to grab our hook and find the highest point in our cup. Go ahead and insert your hook into that loop. From here, we're going to grab our yarn, make a slip knot, insert that onto our hook, pull it through, and go ahead and make a chain that's long enough for you. So now that we're done with our neck straps, I went ahead and made 2 of them, as you can see. And from here, we're going to make a chain that can weave in through these bottom half double crochets that we made, and it's going to wrap around our body twice. And that's just going to be a simple chain, and mine is going to be 85 inches. Once we have our chain, I'll show you how to weave it in through the cups. So we're going to take our tail end, insert it onto our tapestry needle, or you can use your hook, whatever you have. We're going to grab one of the cups, and then we're just going to insert our tapestry needle in between 2 half double crochets. And I'm going to be doing every 2. So I'm going to be counting 2, inserting our tapestry needle behind that, and counting another 2, bringing it through that. And then keep doing this all the way through until it's through both cups. Go ahead and pull until the cups are in the middle of this. And then when your back strap is all weaved in, this is what it should look like. And for this part, it is adjustable. You can slide it in, slide it out as much as you want. Now, to start on the bottoms, we're going to take our same cotton yarn, make a slip knot, grab our hook, and for me, since these bottoms are going to be a thong, we're going to start off with 1 inch. And from here, once we have our inch, we're going to block off the last loop, chain up 1, and we're going to single crochet into that second loop from the hook, single crochet once into every loop that we have, going back down our chain. And this is going to be the front of our bikini bottoms. And from here, we're going to start doing an increase. So we're going to chain up 1, flip our work, and we're only going to be increasing on the ends. So go ahead and put 2 single crochet into the first loop, 1 single crochet into every loop that we have. And once we get to the last one, go ahead and do another increase of 2 single crochet. And we're going to do this for the next row as well, 2 single crochet on each end. So we're working on our 4th row now. And from here, we're going to be doing some half double crochets. So go ahead and chain up 2. This counts as a half double crochet. We're going to chain 1, flip our work, prepare for a half double crochet, and then we're still going to increase on the ends, so we're going to put our half double crochet into the very first loop that we have, chain 1, and from here we're going to be doing half double crochets in every other loop. And once we get to the other end, we're going to be doing increases like I said. So we're going to chain 1, prepare for half double crochet, go into that same loop that we're in. And from here we're going to do the same thing, so go ahead and chain up 2. This counts as a half double crochet. Chain up 1 extra, that's 3 in total, flip our work, prepare for a half double crochet, and we're going to go into the very first loop that we have. And then from here, go ahead and chain 1, prepare for a half double crochet, and go ahead and skip every other loop, doing your half double crochets and then increase on the end again. Once we have our 2 rows of net, we can go ahead and chain up 1, flip your work, and then we're just going to be doing a row of single crochet but with no increases. So let's go ahead and put 1 single crochet into every loop that we have. Once we have our row of single crochet, we're going to do another row of half double crochet but no increases. So go ahead and chain up 2. This counts as a half double crochet. Chain up 1 extra, so 3 in total. Flip our work, prepare for a half double crochet, and instead we're going into the first loop. We're going to skip that first loop and go into the loop after that with half double crochet. Chain 1, half double crochet, not into the next loop but the one after that, and keep doing this all the way down. And once we got done with our half double crochets, this was my 7th row. We're going to chain up 1, flip our work, and then do 1 more row of single crochet. So go ahead and just put 1 single crochet into every loop that we have. So this is what we should have so far. I have my rows 1 through 8, and for the measurement I have just a little bit more than 2 inches. And from here we're going to start decreasing. So we're going to chain up 1, flip our work, insert our hook into the first loop. We're going to start our decreases, yarn over, pull through, insert our hook into the second loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. And then we're going to keep doing just normal single crochets all the way down this row until we get to the end. We're going to leave the last 2 and do another decrease. Now that we're at the end, we left our last 2 loops, so we're going to do another decrease. Go ahead and insert your hook into the first loop, yarn over, pull through, insert your hook into the second loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. And then our next row, row 10 and 11, we're just going to be doing single crochets into every loop that we have. So on row 12, we're going to chain up 1, flip our work, and we're going to do another decrease. So insert your hook into the first loop, yarn over, pull through, second loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then we're going to do another decrease on the other end. And then row 13, single crochet once into every loop, and row 14 we're going to do another decrease row. And once we have this, from top to end we should have a little bit more than 3 inches. So for rows 15 through 23 we're just going to be doing 1 single crochet into every loop that we have. So this is what we should have so far. Rows 1 through 23, from one end to the next we have 5 inches, and from here we're going to start decreasing a little bit more so that we can connect it to the back. So from here we're going to chain up 1, and for the next 2 rows we're going to decrease on the ends. And then once we get to row 25, which is the decrease row, now we're just going to make a solid line that connects from the front to the back, and this is going to be different for everyone. But from here, go ahead and just do single crochets into every loop that we have and keep going back until you get the length that you need. So this is where we're at so far. I have rows 1 through 49 for myself, and this is all 11.5 inches. And from here we're going to be working on the back end. So for rows 50 through 55 we're going to do increases on the ends, and keep doing that until you get to row 55. So now we have rows 1 through 55, and this is 12.5 inches. And so from here, row 56 is just going to be a row of single crochet once into every loop. Row 57, we're going to decrease on the ends, just like how we've done before. Row 58 is just going to be a row of single crochet. And then rows 59 through 63 are all going to be rows of decreases. So once when we have our 63 rows from one end to the next, this is a total of 14 inches. And from here, we're just going to be doing a border of single crochet around the entire thing. So go ahead and chain up 1, and there's not going to be a real designated loop once we get to the sides of it. So you're going to go ahead and just have to figure that out, but go ahead and do your border of single crochet. So we just got done doing a border around the entire thing, and next we're going to be working on the straps. And from here, this is definitely going to be different for everyone, but the general consensus is that we're going to start from this point, right where it starts to decrease, and then we're going to taper in a little bit. Once when it reaches the middle of your hip, we're going to start expanding out, and then making sure that it has enough loops at the very end to fit into this tapered in part in the front end. So for me, I have 7 loops. So from here, I'm going to do a row of double crochet. So we're going to chain up 3, flip our work, prepare for a double crochet, and we're going to be double crocheting. For me, it's going to be into the next 7 loops, into the back loops only. Now that we have our first row of double crochets going into the back loops only, we're going to chain up 3, flip our work, and we're going to do more rows of double crochets in the back loops only. And I'm going to keep doing this until we get 1.5 inches. Once we have our 1.5 inches, we're going to chain up another 3, flip our work, and then now we're going to decrease. And then we're going to decrease on both ends just like how we've been doing. Do that number for 1.5 inches, and then keep doing that until we get to the middle of our hips. So once when I reached halfway, this is what I have, and from here to here, this is 6 inches, and now we're going to make another 6 inches, but increasing on the end. So from here, I have 2 rows of no increases or decreases, so I'm going to do 2 more of those. And from here, we're going to do the same pattern that we did on this side, just going the opposite directions. So wherever you decreased over here, we're going to increase on the other side, and I'll meet you when we have that done. So I have one more row to do for the straps, and I just wanted to come back and make sure that we have the same amount of loops that we have from this corner that we have on the straps. So from here I have 10 loops that I want to fill in, and then I have 8 over here, so I'm just going to do another increase. But if you have less, you can go ahead and increase as much as you need into this last row just to make sure that it fits. But if we did it right, we should just be like 2 or 3 off. So go ahead and do the last row. So once we're done with our strap, we're going to connect it to the front part of our bottoms. And from here, we're just going to flip this over and make sure that our strap isn't flipped around, but we're going to insert our hook, and then we're going to single crochet once into every loop that we have. So from here, we're going to yarn over, pull through both, and from here we're going to insert our hook, making sure that our hook goes through both sides, goes through the strap and the front part of our bottoms, and just connect it with a single crochet. Once we made it to the end, go ahead and chain up 1, cut, and pull tight to secure. And then now that we're done with one strap, we're going to do the same exact thing on the other side. So once we've done our second strap and woven in all of our ends, this is what we should have so far. And we have one last step to do, which is make a chain that can go through the entire bottoms. So go ahead and just make a chain that can do that for you, and mine is going to be 60 inches. Once we have our chain, we're going to weave this in just like how we woven in our chain into the top. So we're just going to take our tapestry needle, weave the tail in through there, and then we're just going to be putting it through the top layer that we have. So go ahead and insert your hook anywhere. I'm going to insert my hook on the edge of this front panel that we have. And from here, we're going to be working into these long ways double crochets that we did. And we're just going to be weaving it in through the double crochets. And we're going to do this all the way around. And once when you're done weaving in all the ends, this is our finished piece. This request was such a fun one to do, and I loved making it. If any of y'all have any more requests, be sure to leave them in the comments below, or on my Instagram or Twitter, both at TCDDIY. But anyways, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.